Welcome to Upgrade, Smarter Leadership in a Digital Age with me, Mia Liljeberg. Complexity and uncertainty is making leadership more challenging every day. What are the small calibrations needed to make a big impact in your leadership? How can you lead for high performance with no stress? In this episode, we will be discussing the urgency of digital leadership and why it's essential for leaders who want to succeed in a rapidly changing world. This year has been turbulent with all the new AI tools becoming more mainstream and available. Let's rewind the clock. 20 years ago, I was working in Australia on an expat contract. Video conferences and teleconferences, that was our way of working then. I remember I had to calculate €1,000 for each hour of video conferencing in those days, so we used it seldom. Real-time meetings, that was the way of collaborating then. That was how you made things happen around the millennium shift. Fast forward to today, and you know what shocks me? Some folks are still working as if it's 2003. We got plenty of digital tools at our disposal now. There's no hiding from the expectations that keep escalating. There's no excuse for not adapting. And that is why I started this podcast. To inspire and nudge you as a leader to accept, adapt, and accelerate into what is needed. The pandemic threw us into the deep end of the digital pool. We were all paddling hard, learning to swim in a sea of digital meetings, remote collaboration tools, and virtual offices. And there's no going back, my friend. Not because we can't, but because we've become comfortable in this new normal. We've gotten used to being productive in a remote environment, at least some of us. And if you want to be attractive as an employer, you need to embrace what is already here. It is not a trend that will disappear. Sure, there's a lot of chatter about going back to the old ways, going back to the office, the physical meetings, the face-to-face interaction. But let's be honest, were they really that inclusive? Was everyone comfortable raising their voice no matter the size of the meeting? Often they were more geared toward the extroverts, the ones who loved the sound of their own voices. In this new era, I hope you will be able to see how you can run better physical meetings to strengthen relationships and creative workshops and leverage the digital tools for higher productivity. The digital era we're now, it's opened up more channels, more ways to collaborate, to communicate, to build relationships beyond the live meetings. Yeah, it is a bit more complex, but it's also more inclusive. If you've been leading a team for a while, this change might feel uncomfortable. Even feel like a failure. But if you're tuning into this podcast, I'm guessing you're a bit curious. You're thinking, hey, there might be something in this for me. So we're going to talk about digital leadership. This isn't just for remote teams, it's for anyone leading a team where you don't see every team member every day. You need to step up your digital game because guess what? If you're only relying on your physical presence, you're leaving out a huge chunk of your team. Digital leadership is about self-awareness. It's about managing change, about making your team more productive, embracing the digital age, about navigating the waves of uncertainty, managing stress, and building resilience. 20 years ago, I had a colleague who would print out every email, file them into a binder, and that was possible back then with the lower volumes of emails. But today, that would just not be sustainable. That's what I see happening now. We're using new digital tools, but we're still stuck in old ways of doing things. We're copying old habits. It's like trying to fit a square peg into a round hole. So we need to learn how to use each communication channel effectively. We need to master the art of asynchronous collaboration. We're not limited to real-time meetings anymore like I was back then in Sydney. We can collaborate 24/7, and that's how we can make our meetings more efficient, saving time and increase the energy. As you are listening to this, I believe you're ambitious as you strive to continuously update yourself. You're caring for your team, as that is true leadership. And you're smart for choosing this podcast. However, you might know someone around you who thinks, digital tools and technology, it's just too complex. I won't be able to understand or manage them. That is an excuse. You already embrace more tools and technology than you think in your private life. I don't believe my team can effectively collaborate and communicate in a purely digital environment. Probably your team is much more capable in ways you cannot yet imagine. Well, if I can't physically oversee my team's work, I won't be able to control the quality of their output. I've heard this a lot, and this is a dangerous thought as it leaks the preferred leading style. Oh, the risk of security breaches and data theft is too high in a digital workspace. I worked in IT for a long time. The IT security is a danger in the office as well. It is not a new issue, it's just emphasized. Well, for us, face-to-face interaction is essential for the effective leadership and team cohesion. Digital tools can't replicate that. Come on, we worked in different locations for decades. Embrace that mindset of the possibilities with the digital leadership and you will see the change. Now, adapting the digital leadership style will alienate older or less tech-savvy team members. As a leader, you need to give the prerequisites needed for your team members to adapt to this digital age. And now, as digital collaboration tools are available on mobile phones, the barrier is lowered so everyone can be included now. Nah, our current non-digital systems are working fine. There's no need to fix what's not broken. Well, if you want to stay in the game, it is not keeping up with the pace now. But I'm a leader, I'm not a tech expert. I shouldn't have to understand all these digital tools. Totally agree. Not all tools, but you need to lead the way of embracing, testing out modern tools with a fresh mindset. So here's the big takeaway. We got to break free from our outdated ways of working. Embracing the new ways of working, which can free up time, boost energy and engagement, and make us more attractive to prospective employees. I know it's so easy to go on autopilot, to resist trying new things, being comfortable. But you got to remember what worked for the old communication channels might not work for the new ones. So stay tuned because we are about to dive deep into these topics in this podcast. We'll explore areas where you can make tiny adjustments, simple upgrades to stay relevant. We'll guide you on how to not just survive, but thrive as a leader in this digital age. Leading a remote team can be tough, we get it, but it's becoming more and more common. And the good news is that it's absolutely possible to increase engagement in your team, even if you're all scattered across the globe or just across the town. So let's get ready to revolutionize the way we lead, the way we work, and the way we communicate. Welcome to the future, my friend. It's gonna be one heck of a ride. While adopting the digital leadership, it can bring a lot of benefits for you as a leader, but also for the team. The main ones are the enhanced collaboration and communication. The digital leadership leverages the power of advanced communication and collaboration tools available, creating an environment where information flows smoothly and quickly. This can result in better team collaboration, quicker decision making, not waiting for someone to read the emails, and more effective problem solving. It also allows the team members in different locations, different time zones to work together seamlessly. What about the increased flexibility and productivity? With digital leadership, work becomes more about the productivity and outcomes rather than about location and hours. This flexibility can increase the job satisfaction. It will reduce the stress and boost the productivity as employees can now choose where and when they work best, which hasn't been an option before. The greater inclusivity and engagement. It allows for great inclusivity by removing the barriers like geographical distance, time zones, languages, other limitations like limited access to tools. With the right tools and strategies, everyone can contribute to discussions and decision making, leading to a more diverse range of ideas and higher level of engagement from all team members. These benefits can result in a more efficient, satisfied, and productive team. How does that sound? And once you embrace the digital tools, you can also leverage the benefit from AI. How you can upgrade as a leader by applying AI. It will help you stay relevant, build a stronger team, and be an attractive employer. If you're confused, stay tuned and we will dive deeper into AI for leaders in coming episodes. However, reaping these benefits requires some courage from you as a leader. As a leader, you also need to adapt to the new challenges. Where you work is a new dimension. That wasn't such a big issue before the pandemic, and now it is top of mind, which brings a lot of other issues as well, like the engagement at work, the productivity. And together with that, we also have the fast changes in the technical development, all the new tools coming out. And we also see that the society is going through faster changes, and hence there are more cultural changes and more diversity that we need to understand and be more conscious of. If you're not consciously including, you're probably unconsciously excluding. I remember when I, 15, 20 years ago, was working in different countries in different languages, which I didn't speak fluently. What a difference it would have made to have access to the tools available today like grammar check, instant translation, transcribing, etc. The potential productivity boost of a multinational or diverse team is still quite unexplored. So here's your takeaway action. Take a step back, look at how you communicate. Do you encourage collaboration between meetings? Or do you expect the collaboration to happen within the meeting itself? That is a good signal if you're stuck in the past or forward-leaning. I hope you found this informative. In our next episode, we'll be discussing AI. We're talking data-driven decision-making that goes beyond the spreadsheets. Imagine leading a team where mundane tasks are automated, freeing you to focus on what truly matters: strategic innovation and human connection. How is AI impacting your business? How can you leverage AI in your leadership? If you enjoyed this podcast, make sure you subscribe to it so you don't miss an episode. And if you want to help others find it, please leave us a review. It would mean a lot to me, and you give us both an oxytocin boost by doing it as well. Sharing is caring. You find the show notes at upgradepodcast.com. Don't be a faded leader. Be an upgraded leader.